Hey guys, this is John and Charles from ContainmentCrew, and today we'll be taking a look at the Nerf Sharpfire. This is an interesting little blaster.
We'll bring it up here. The main feature of this one is it's got a slide back breech load to it. So we can actually fire this in the box. The dart slides in there, pop, and woo! It's got a bit of a punch to it too, I like that. Back of the box, in case anybody was wondering. That way. Yeah. Crossbolt. They're advertising the crossbolt on this one. Should be finding that one around pretty soon. Do you see a range claim on this one?
I do not see a range claim. I believe this is just a plain end strike. See? No elite.
Yep. It still feels like it's got a bit of a punch to it.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. They just... whatever. Let's pop it out.
Yep. Get the,
Kniffy?
Yeah, the trusty kniff. And again, don't cut towards yourself. So we have the blaster here, and the barrel piece, I think barrel piece just pops off. This one, the rear stock piece just has a release to it. And this is the main blaster itself. Again, got the slide back here, and the breech load, and pop. Other than that, we've got the stock piece, which has some nice little dart holders in it. Charles is
Failing at getting darts out.
Yeah, so we can jam some darts in there to hold on
That's
to
a
some
funkified
darts.
dart. Check that one out.
Ooh, look at that funky dart. The head's all misshapen. I can go in the funky dart pile.
You mean the darts we fire anyway pile?
Yeah. So,
Actually, a lot of these are a little
another
oddly shaped.
another kind of cool thing is this has a belt clip on it, so you can clip it onto your belt. And the blaster itself, using the same locking mech, snaps into it so that you have a little carrier. It's a little hard to get at the release pin for this. Alright, actually, I don't think the release pin even fully locks. No, the release pin doesn't lock. The notch is only on the one side of it, so it doesn't fully lock. But it's pretty stiff on there. I can see it, you pulling it off of your belt and the whole thing coming off. But it can still be fired like that.
Yeah.
Make a weird looking blaster.
And I just crushed darts. Okay, so that's officially a bad place to put darts. I don't.
Well,
like
at
that.
least when you're using it like that.
I think pretty much any time they're sticking out. Like I feel like I'm gonna knock them out if I use the. Sorry, you guys can't see that, but I feel like if I reach back, it's just gonna be awkward. I want something up here.
Yeah. I mean, it probably wouldn't be too hard to rebuild the slide on that, depending on how many pieces it actually is, but...
You know I can't not fire a dart.
Yeah. Also, the barrel piece does slide into the back of this to store it. This part of the blaster, so-so.
I like it. This is comfy.
It is comfy, yeah. That's when I picked it up in the store. It's got a rather large handle to it. It's not bad in my massive hands, and it does seem to have a bit of a punch to it. So I think it, depending on what's going on in there, I think it's actually probably a pretty good contender for, a general use pistol, possibly even replacing night finders and stuff like that.
All right, guys, we got this thing apart, and we think we know how it works.
Oh, we know how it works. Come on.
Is it Jolt?
Yeah, essentially it's a straight line jolt. We'll go over the plunger tube first, but we've got the point on the top where the barrel gets pushed back from the slide. pushes the plunger head and the spring back. We've got the spring's retention plate that would normally
You had it right the first
I had
time.
it right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just slotted. And the plunger head is a nice little floaty plunger head that actually seals pretty well in there, so I don't think there's much that has to be changed with that. This spring is a little...
It's a little longer than a standard Jolt spring.
Yeah, it's longer than a standard Jolt spring. It looks like it's about the same diameter. I don't have a Jolt spring laying around, unfortunately. But that all sits together pretty well. You've just got a hole in the bottom of the plunger there for the catch point.
Which is right here. If you guys can see that.
Yeah,
Right
we're just
here.
going to carefully hold this up. We've got the catch point, our trigger. We do have a trigger lock here for preventing the trigger from moving unless the barrel comes back up. This is just the
I got it, don't worry.
Yeah, this is just the release for the stock attachment. When you are taking this apart, just be careful. The dart, the tooth up here that pushes the dart into the barrel, there's a little tiny spring on that. I'm going to hold that up, try to get it nice and close, and bye. Okay. See if hopefully the camera will take focus on that well enough, but there is a little tiny slot where the one end of the spring goes, and then the other side, the loop side, goes around a little post.
Overall, fairly simple. I mean, kind of what you'd expect out of a single shot blaster. Any more complex than this, it's...
Yeah. The only other thing to note is in the back cap piece, there are a pair of screws in there holding that part together and holding the blaster together that way, and there is in the front cap, there's another screw hiding in there. So, pretty simple blaster, should be easy to do, normal kind of jolty mods to it, and the spring seems fairly easily replaceable. Seal feels pretty good. So, I'm happy. I think we can do a couple of things with this, and it should prove to be a nice little blaster.
Yeah.
Also, it does fit in my carpenter pants pretty well.
Cool. Awesome.
So,
other than that, I would definitely recommend this as a potential single shot sidearm.
yeah, I mean,
Right now, it's up there with the Fire Strike because it's something different. If you want something a little different, because everyone's got their Fire Strike.
yeah, they got their knife finder, their fire strike, and I mean those two are practically interchangeable at this point. If you got a good fire strike, you got a good knife finder. They're about the same.
Yeah. What was the other one?
Switch shot.
Switch shot. Switch
Just-
shot.
Yeah, the Wii gun.
No, on the Zombie Strike.
Oh, the side
the one I funked
side
up.
strike.
Side Strike. Side Strike's pretty good. Hard is really hard to mod, but a fun blaster.
Yeah, I mean the main hard part with that was it just have a lot of mounting points on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of mounting points, just be careful with all the little posts that are in this one.
Yeah. Luckily,
lose them.
you shouldn't have to do anything to this. The modding for this would be all in here. As I lose pieces.
Well, that's because they're not screwed. Let's get this back together before Charles loses a screw, because he's already lost too many.
I didn't lose any yet today.
No, in the head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are gone.